What is going on, guys? Here, it's your boy Chris. I am back with another video. So I went to the movies recently and saw the movie Obsession, and I want to give some thoughts on it because I've seen a lot of discourse on the movie and stuff like that. And first off, if you haven't seen this movie, go fucking see it. It is one of the best horror films of the year. One of the best movies of the year. It's that good. What Curry Barker does in this movie for a first time director, and it's not even just the acting, which is fantastic. Like, Indy Navarrete should get Academy Award love for her portrayal of Nikki in this movie. She is fucking fantastic in every way, shape, or form. She's that good. Her facial expressions, the character turns and switches, it's great. She is fucking fantastic. I cannot say enough about her performance. And the movie's really her vehicle. She fucking carries it. The other performances are good too. Like, the guy who plays Bear is really good. The guy who plays Ian is good, and the girl who plays Sarah is good. Um, Now, in order to really talk about this movie the way I want to, I'm going to get into spoilers. So if you don't want the movie spoiled, skip ahead a little bit. Or I'm going to give my thoughts on the movie overall. The use of lighting and sound in this movie was fucking amazing. Um, the way that Curry Barker used sound, especially, like, the lighting was really great. Like, seeing her in the shadows and moving around, or to where it's like almost at the corner of your eye, like you see a shadow moving. Like, is that her? It brings this tension and uncomfortableness and this kind of tensity, this tenseness that you don't get in other horror movies, and it makes you like the jump scares in this movie are legitimate because you're so tense from like everything that's going on around it, the sound and the lighting and everything. It's so fucking tense and uncomfortable that when something happens, you're like, oh shit, it has that effect that it's like genuine. One of the first legitimate jump scares I've had in a movie, a horror movie, where I literally jump like, ah shit, like, oh shit, it got me. It was that good. Um, like I said, and the sound, like I said, the sound, everything after the wish is made, it seems like something in the audio was off. Like, if you pay close attention to sound in a movie or pay attention to sound, like, for people who are musically inclined, you'll pick this up. Like, certain notes in the music and the score would sound off, or like a voice would sound off, or like when a character's in the shower, it would sound, even the shower sounded like something was, the audio was kind of off. And it was these little subtle things with the audio in the movie. You're just like, what is going on? So when it's quiet and there's nothing, no sound, and it's quiet, you're tense because you know, like, it's too quiet. Something really bad's about to fucking happen, and it does. And it's just fucking, for a first time director to have those little nuances down like this, to where he makes a movie that makes it is an unsettling, uncomfortable watch, and I love it, and I loved it. Um, Now to get into the spoiler territory. So if you don't want to, like, I'll give my thoughts. Two thumbs up, 10 out of 10. Go see it right fucking now. Now I'm gonna get into spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, stop watching right now, because I'm about to get into it and talk about this movie, because you have to talk about it due to the discussion or the discourse online about who the villain is in the movie. And I don't know why there's a big discourse about it, about who the villain is, whether it's Nikki or whether it's Bear. It's fucking Bear. Bear's the villain in this movie, and he's clear as day the villain. And I don't know why there's an argument about, well, he's not really the villain. He's the villain. But he's not entirely, in the beginning, he's not. But he becomes the villain. In the beginning of it all, he's like this timid, simpy dude who really likes this girl, Nikki, and he doesn't have the courage to tell her how he feels. And even those friends are like, dude, you just fucking rip the bandit off and fucking tell her. Like, Ian's trying to tell him, just tell her. And Sarah, even though, like, she likes Bear, is trying to tell him, yo, just tell her how you fucking feel, dude. Just get it over with. Because then she'll probably let you down. And then she'll probably say, like, yeah, I'm not into you like that. But you know who is? Sarah. You should really give Sarah a try. You should talk to Sarah. Sarah really likes you, bro. And everybody else kind of knew it. Like, dude, just tell her. You know. And he had the chance to tell her, and she gives him a chance to say, hey, do you like me? Because if you do, now's the time to say something. And he doesn't fucking say it. And then he makes the fucking wish on the One Wish Willow that he bought as like a gag. Now, he didn't think for a second this thing was going to actually fucking work. Nobody would have thought it would have worked. Like, there's no possible way to think, I'm going to make this wish on this fucking random novelty gift, this gag gift I got from a novelty store, and it's going to make my wish come true. No one would have thought that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody would have thought that. So he makes the wish that she would love him more than anything in the whole world. And it works. And all the bad, good and bad that comes with that happens. Now, I say all the good and bad because the good is, hey, man, that's great. She loves you more than anything in her whole world. The bad thing is, she loves you more than anything in the whole world, including herself, which is shown explicitly. Because he goes off to work because she was leaving their job they all worked at, and she had already left or whatever, and she's like, yeah, I'll be right here waiting for you when you get home, baby. And she is. And she stands in that same spot, waiting for him. Including, like, shitting and pissing herself and throwing up on herself. She literally waits in that one spot for him to come home, and it's like, this is bad. Like, that's the first sign something's very wrong. The second sign where something's very wrong is when, like, things are going sideways and he calls the customer service line. And they're like, yeah, you can't. And he doesn't call to undo the wish. He wants to alter the wish. And this is where he becomes the villain to me. There's another part where he cements it, but this is where he becomes a villain. He doesn't want to undo the wish. He wants to alter it to make her act more like the Nikki that he, in his mind, that he's in love with. Because he's not really in love with Nikki. He's in love with the idea of Nikki. Because he doesn't know what love really is. His love of Nikki is superficial at best. It's not real love. And the reason, like, she was leaving the record store was to go off and find love. Find that real love. And, like, she loved Bear like a brother. And there's a point where she kind of drives that point home where they're at this party and she's telling this story, this twisted Hansel and Gretel story, where she made it kind of incestuous, where Hansel and Gretel are having sex. And it's like, but they're brother and sister. It's like, yeah, I know. But it's just something about the branch of the willow tree. And I think that was Nikki kind of coming out to play the real Nikki, because there are parts where she comes out and she's conscious of what's happening. And again, this is where, again, Bear's a villain, and I'll get into that more, but she made this twisted Hansel and Gretel story because she saw Bear as a brother figure, not as a romantic partner. So the idea of making Hansel and Gretel lovers was her like, this is wrong. What we're doing is wrong. Just like what I'm saying about Hansel and Gretel is wrong. It's warped. Just like this whole thing with you and me is warped. And the fucking dude doesn't get it. And I'll drive that home again in a minute. But he goes through the whole fucking thing, right? And the customer service line, they're like, you can't undo it. That's not how it works, man. You either gotta kill yourself, get somebody to undo your wish, or you gotta live with it, bro. But hey, man, do you want to talk to Nikki? And he's kind of like, huh? And they put Nikki on the phone, and she's screaming because she's in some fucking hellscape in her mind, because she's in her body. She's just not in control of her body. And this is where you realize it. There's a point where they're having sex, right? They're having sex. And he's not even looking at her. And she's got like dead eyes. And it's like, yeah. Is that Nikki? Is Anthony asleep and he's having sex with Nikki and she's just kind of dead-eyed? And again, the second he got off the phone with the customer service line, the fact that he didn't go to anybody and say, hey, I need you to break this and undo a wish I made. Villain. When they're in bed and she's talking and she's like, Nikki comes out again, the real Nikki, and it's like, please kill me, please kill me, please kill me. And he says, is it really that bad being with me? That's a villain. Okay? You've crossed over in the full villain mode at that point because that's not something that you would say to someone you love when they're in pain or they're suffering. That's not love. That's obsession. He doesn't care about her. He only cares about what he wanted. That makes him the villain. And because of his villainy, and because of his inability to be a man, the repercussions that happen throughout this movie are all his fault. Like when things finally get to a head, when he meets up with Sarah, and why he didn't meet her somewhere else outside of where they were, I don't know. But he goes up to her car, and she's like, yeah, man, Ian and Sarah have been hooking up for like 2 years, bro. I don't know whether she's using you or whatever, but, you know, I really like you. And of course, because he went to outside his house, Nikki shows up with a brick and kills Sarah, beating her head against a brick on the steering wheel, mashed her fucking head in. Like, she's fucking just like whap, 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 whap. And then she's like, yeah, dude, this is all your fucking fault. You're going to help me because you brought this on, man. You did this. And I'm not sure whether that was Nikki being like, dude, this is the real Nikki, or this other version of Nikki. And like, at one point he says to her, I just want you to be like Nikki. And this Nikki says, I can't be her. Because the reality is it's not Nikki. It's his twisted version of Nikki that loves him more than anything in the whole wide world that he wished for. And that's why he gets what he gets, you know? And so, like, he goes tell Ian, like, yo, dude, this is all gone sideways. Like, she killed Sarah, man. I don't think did he tell her he killed Sarah? Like, shit went sideways. I made a wish on this thing. I need you to undo the wish. And Ian, being either the biggest dick friend ever, or just been like, this is bullshit, breaks the willow and wishes for like $1 million. And the look on Bear's face is like, you motherfucker. He's like, God damn it, Ian. And he's like, fuck, man. You were my only chance, bro. Fuck. So he gets the idea to have Nikki make the wish because she loves more than anything. So if you love more than anything, you'll make this wish to undo my wish. And he gets back to his house and like Sarah's dead body is like splayed out all naked and stuff like that. And she has cut Sarah's hair off and put it on herself and like has drawn Sarah's tattoos on her body. And it's like, I want you to love me like you. Why don't you love me like you love her? And he's like, what the fuck, dude? I don't. And she's like, you. And he's like, I'm fucked. I'm just screwed. So I'm gonna go kill myself to end this. And so he goes in the bathroom. He was gonna shoot himself, and he pushed out. So he takes the pills that his grandmother had in the house that led to the death of his cat, which I didn't bring up because the shit was gross. What she does with the cat makes me sick. I'm a cat owner. That was very upsetting. But at the beginning of the movie, his cat dies because she somehow got into the grandmother's oxy and ate some and died. She makes a shrine to the cat and then makes him a sandwich for work made of. You can put two and two together on that. I can't even fucking get the words out. Anyway, so he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna take these pills. And then he pushes out again and realizes, I can't die, I can't kill myself, and tries to throw up the pills. And then you hear something snap, and he gets up in a trance, and he goes out to meet Nikki and kisses her. And they embrace. And then the drug hit Kennedy dies. Because Nikki broke the willow and made the wish that Bear would love her as much as she loves him. Twisting everything around in a sick fucking circle, except he's ODing and dying at the moment and can't stop himself from ODing because he's stuck in this fucking trance of the willow, of the Wondrous Willow, and he ODs and dies, leaving Nikki in the house with dead Bear, dead Sarah, and dead Ian, because he comes over like, dude, the fucking wish worked, I got a biggin', and Nikki shoots him in the fucking head with the gun that a Bear friends took in the bathroom. So yeah, all of her friends are dead, and she's left basically broken and crying on the floor. And one of the first things she does is pushes Bear off of her. Because she's like done. Like if he had undone this wish, their friendship was over. He nuked that bitch dead. So there was no friendship to come back to. It was over. And he deserved every bit of that shit, quite frankly. If you like a girl, fucking grow a set of balls and tell her how you fucking feel. If you get rejected, move on with your life. Move on with your life. There's other fish in the fucking sea. That's the first lesson. But yeah, this discussion about whether Bear's the villain. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Yes, he's a fucking villain. Not because he made the wish. Mind you. Not because he made the wish, because he had no possible inkling that wish would have worked. There's no way to have known that would have gone the way it went. Or that the willow was a legitimate thing that would have worked and made his wish come true. There's no way to know that. He wouldn't have known that. There's no possible way to blame him for that aspect of this. But what you can blame him for is once he realizes that shit has gone sideways, he does not do everything in his power to immediately undo that shit. That's where he becomes the villain. Because he still, despite all the evidence that it was going bad or was going to go bad, He only thought about his own desires. He didn't care about her autonomy. He didn't care that she was suffering. He didn't care about the effects it was having on her and this hellscape place that she was at, the real Nikki's mind or soul was. He didn't care about that because he got what he wanted. And he was taking advantage of it every turn. He didn't care about her. He did not love her. Love is not what he had for her. Infatuation and obsession is what he had for her. The title is not about Nikki's obsession with him. It's about his obsession with her and the cause and effect of him not being able to deal with his obsession in a proper way. That is what the movie is ultimately about. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the movie. Like I said, it's really fucking good. Like I said, Indian Nav Radio should get like an Oscar nomination, Golden Globes, whatever, SAG award. I don't care what award, give it to her. She deserves it. She was that good. The other performances are solid as fuck too. Curry Barker is one to fucking watch. Holy shit, this guy's got a future. As long as he doesn't pull a Tony Duffy and fuck it up, he's got chops, man. He's got serious directing chops, and he's another one of these YouTubers who's done another movie like Chris Stuckman with Shelby Oaks, which it was kind of hit and miss with me, but it was a good first job. Markiplier's doing his thing. And all these other people who are YouTubers who are directing movies. Like, it's impressive. So I look forward to seeing more of what he does, and I look forward to seeing more of what Chris Stuckman does. But the guy that does Backrooms, I look forward to seeing what he does with Backrooms. It's good shit, so check it out. It's really fucking good. Anyway, it's Labor Day. Hope you're having a safe one and all that good stuff. I'm gonna go make these rib ends in my stove. I'm gonna slow cook them, and we're gonna go from there and see what happens. Anyway, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace.